Hey everyone, so today I'm in Glendale, California, a suburb just about 10 miles north of downtown Los Angeles in California. And we're just going to go for a little walking tour. I'm going to walk from just east of downtown Glendale into the main avenue in downtown Glendale. So let's go take a look, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more great travel content. It really helps me out, and I'd really appreciate it to keep this channel going. So thanks. So let's get started on our little walking tour. So one thing I love about this area is just how kind of well landscaped it is. As you can see, there's a lot of trees. Some parts not so much. I mean, there's an alley right there, but I mean, that's to be expected anywhere. But there's some nice flowers, and you have all these wonderful green trees everywhere, and it's just such a nice place to go for a walk. So we're coming up on the intersection of Kenwood Street and California. Again, this is in central Glendale, California. If you want to look that up, if it looks really nice and you want to come here, something like that. So I personally love palm trees of all kinds. And that's one thing I love about the western US, is that there are palm trees everywhere. It's interesting because once you get out of LA and go into, say, the desert east of here, then you start to see date palm trees that actually are producing dates. And so a lot of the dates that you might buy in the store might have actually come from Imperial County in California, which is a very hot desert. Right now it's about 115 degrees in southeastern California in the Imperial County area, whereas right here in Glendale it's maybe about 80 degrees at most. So it's a really pleasant day. Now Glendale is known for its large Armenian population, but it also has people with ties and ancestry to other parts of, well, really just other parts of the world. LA is a melting pot, as they say, but there's definitely a lot of presence of people from Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey, lots of things like that. And if you look over there, there's a little neighborhood Mediterranean, Middle Eastern market. You can see Armenian on the window there, and so that just owes to the population around here. You know, these kinds of markets are wonderful to shop in. You can find a lot of cool spices that you wouldn't otherwise find, things like that. So I definitely recommend, if you come out to the LA area, look into whatever sorts of little neighborhood markets that offer up cool products from around the world. It's really just a wonderful benefit to this area, and any major city really. So this is a busy intersection. We're just going to wait a moment to cross. We're in no rush. And, well, he's turning, so I can just go ahead and cross here. And so just look at how well landscaped everything is. It's just such a nice view. That street is really nice. If you look back over here too, very well landscaped. Just a really wonderful neighborhood. So let's continue on our walk here. Let me know in the comments too if you all prefer more narration or less narration. This is my first walking tour video, and so I'm not quite sure, I guess, what people really like. If they just want me to shut up and watch the scenery, or they really like the guided tour. So just let me know in the comments. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. So we're at the intersection of Maryland and California. And I just want to take a moment to show you around a little. This is where you can now see the skyline a bit. It's not a huge skyline, but it's still a few good tall buildings there. And then if you look up there, you can see the mountains. That's called an area, the Verdugo Mountains. If you want to go hiking out that way, it can offer great views of downtown LA and downtown Glendale and just everything. So let's continue on here. We have a crosswalk, so I'm gonna cross here. So now we're starting to get into really central Glendale. I mean, we've always been in central Glendale, but this is the main drag here. This is called Boulevard. B-R-A-N-D, Brand. And this is where you're going to find a lot of the really walkable shops and restaurants, and the Glendale Galleria is located just a couple blocks down. This is where the action is. So if you have a nice Friday, Saturday night to yourself or with someone you love, this is a great place to come. Now, LA is a very colorful place. There's a lot of art, murals, graffiti art everywhere. So you'll see things like this. This is actually for Panera Bread. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not the deepest example, but still, it's just nice to look at. You'll see a lot of colorful things like this throughout LA. Some have deeper meanings than others, of course. So this area is starting to get a little more into offices, and so it's a little bit quieter here in terms of pedestrian traffic. But we'll go ahead and cross the street up here and then go back to where the restaurants and shops are. This is looking north on Brand Boulevard for those following along. We're approaching Lexington. The cross street here is Lexington. Now I'll show you looking both directions before we cross real quick. So that's looking west down Lexington, and then over here of course is east down Lexington. That cross street up there is Maryland and Lexington. So now we're going to cross westbound on Lexington so we can go look at some shops and things. Okay, our turn to cross. So for anyone not from the United States, there's Bank of America. Very commonplace, of course, throughout the US. So up ahead is a very popular restaurant called Porto's. They were opened in 1976 by a Cuban immigrant, and they have awesome Cuban sandwiches. Ropa Vieja, which is nice marinated beef, and they got many other good things, like they're very famous for their baked goods. Lots of little cakes and things like that. So we're going to stop at Porto